Hi, I just want to chat a little bit about brush handling and how I make some of my uh, impromptu card panels, I guess is what I would call it. Sometimes I like to doodle with water, and what I mean by is just that I'm going to doodle with water up and down. I'm going to have thin lines, and then I'm going to go light and then thin. And I do this all the way down my paper. And then what I can do, you can kind of see where my water is. You couldn't really see much, but here's the fun part. And then if I don't like, if it didn't get, then I'll just, and I'll go to the next one. And that has a pretty thick line, so then I'm going to go to thin line, and then this looks like a thick line. Thick. Isn't that fun? This is going to make for a really fun card panel. Clean my brush off a little bit. Now let's say you're like, yeah, okay, that's okay. Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's get some, let's play with some color. Let's do some ultramarine now. And then see how it changes. Oh, see, now that's really pretty. I would not have gotten that had I not have put in the ultramarine down. And I still like some of the white, and I also like to let it bleed. There's some more ultramarine. I'm just going to let it do its thing. With this, you do have to work kind of fast. So I'm going to go ahead and bleed the other two colors together. Because you saw how I did the first time. And then if I see that it's bleeding too much, I just take a dry brush and I try and soak it up a little bit. This is also another great way to make skies or water. So you can control brush O. It's not that you can't, it's just sometimes it's a little tricky, but I think that almost looks like it could be an ocean. So there's another way to make a sky or ocean. But because we're making a card panel, and I don't know if I want a sky or an ocean yet. I just know I like to play with color, which is a very true statement. I'm adding brush O, and I really want this to bleed a little bit more. So there's some brush work and some really fun ways to just play with your colors and textures, and isn't that fun? This was a fun afternoon to just play with different colors and textures. So never underestimate the power of your brush, your water, and your brush O, because you can make some really fun techniques just with not very many tools. Should we try another one with a floral motif? Let's do it. I like to cut a whole bunch of card panels up at once, so then when I am sitting down and playing with my watercolors, I have a whole bunch of card panels that I can just play with. They're already cut to size, and I'm practicing. Really how it started is I was wanting to practice my watercolor techniques, and nothing was working for me, so I figured I will just cut up some watercolor panels and then just play. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, and we're going to go with my new gamboge. It has a bit of a orangey look to it, and I think I'm going to have one flower maybe right here, and I'll go ahead and just kind of paint a circle right here, and another one right here, maybe one right here, and then I'm gonna like let it drip maybe like that. And who knows, I might not like it. I might say, oh, what did I do? Which happens sometimes, but as if you don't know, you can't, you gotta try. And I am just kind of mixing it a little bit more. I think what I'm gonna do is scratch that. I'm gonna paint this whole thing yellow. And I'm allowed to change my mind, but I think this is gonna work better. Sometimes you just have to figure out what's gonna work and what's not going to work and go with it. All right, let's try the new gamboge again. One right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and spray. Spray. Okay, now I just want to, I'm cleaning out my edges a little bit. I don't know, hopefully, hopefully this will work. Okay, now what I think I want is some grass right down here. And I think next time I will make it landscape, but for now we'll do grass. And I think we'll start with the bright emerald color. And then I might go into the green, the moss green. Let's see how it goes. And I want my bottom to be really saturated with color. Okay. This is where my brushwork comes in. I'm just adding my grasses. Okay, or whatever this grass means. It can mean a field, it can be whatever. And you see what I mean? Like I'm probably gonna cut this panel off to here because I don't like it much any further. And I think that if I were to be honest, I'm going to move that down a little bit, move that green down, and I'm just using water to move the pigment. I'm not changing much. Okay, and then I can go back and add some more of that green and just kind of feather it up a little bit. I just don't like the green getting up in that space. Okay. I'm gonna let that dry, and I might actually, before I let that dry, don't listen to me, I just like to play with color. There, now I'm going to let it dry. And I'm going to, because I added so much water, I need to add more pigment again. There. There, now I can let it dry. And now I think what's going to happen is very lightly, I'm going to spray. Tilt it just a little bit, maybe there. And then if I had the time, I'm going to just let it kind of dry just like this for a little bit. I'm going to watch it. I don't want the green to get up too much. I don't mind if the yellow comes down, but then I'm going to have this really beautiful space to add some flowers. But doesn't that look like a beautiful sunflower field or something? Like if, when we crop it, I'll crop it right about here. And then I'll show you how to compose a card with maybe half a panel. Yeah. And while I'm at it, why not add some gold? I don't want it to be all over the place, but a little bit will go a long way. I think that'll look really pretty. And how much texture that's going to give, that's going to be beautiful. So, yeah, I think that'll be really fun. I can't wait for it to dry and see how it turns out. Our next lesson will be all right, so let's wait for it to dry. We will come back with fresh eyes. I might, and then I'll probably add a little bit of petals here and there just to give it some dimension, and I will probably add some grasses here to give it more of a landscape floral look. But for the most part, I feel really good about it, and I think this will make for a beautiful card. So I can't wait to, once it's dry, to come back and see what else we can do.